We remember the day the stars answered. The day we learned we were not alone.
We're in position. All PDCs read nominal. Ready to defend the task force, sir. Incoming missiles detected. Acquiring. PDCs on auto track. Engaging. Sir, the PDCs aren't firing. There's a malfunction in the system. We're... Hey guys, Stealth here and welcome back. It's episode 12 of this Humanity First playthrough on TERRA INVICTA, and we're starting with a battle. We're not fighting aliens. This is concerning. We are not fighting aliens, we're fighting the Protectorate. Protectorate Fleet Papa 3 is going to square off against Humanity's First Foxtrot 2. That is one ship, the Hyopdo. She is defending in orbit of Mars. Utopia Planitia, to be exact. I cannot run. I cannot evade. I'm going to have to fight. This is problematic, because this ship is right next to Utopia Planitia, to my shipyard, formerly known as Hecla Station. If I lose this fight, which, let's be honest, these ships are pretty awful. If I lose this fight, there is a better than none chance that this beautiful station is going to be destroyed. I'm still pumping resources into this thing, I'm still trying to get more of the station built out, but completely lacking any kind of defense, this station is basically good as dead. So I better win this, which is rather unlikely. It is, however, a good opportunity to practice a bit more fighting. I'm going to retract the radiators. I have as targets the frigate Riga and the escort Harbin. Don't know about their offensive or defensive capabilities. All I know is that I have a couple of rocket launchers, missile launchers, the Crate missile base, and I'm going to have to use them. How well their CWIS is, their point defense, I don't know. We're about to find out. So let's say I want to target this ship. I'm just going to try and move this thing forward myself. Here, set this as the primary target. You can see that this thing has point defense systems, the Riga. As to whether... there goes the radiators. That looks really good, by the way. What about the Harbin? Harbin also has some form of point defense. That means most likely also missiles, so that's going to be fun. They're currently 1,800 kilometers away. And all I can do basically is sit here and wait. Because my Delta V... No, not so much my Delta V. My capability of maneuvering is awful. So we're going to just sit and wait. And we're going to wait until we get into 1,000 kilometer range. And then we're going to shoot them. That's basically the plan. There is not a whole lot that I can do with that. Set the primary target as the frigate. Unless the frigate's not the lead ship anymore. Slow down a bit. Who's leading this party? Is the frigate? No, it's the Harbin. Okay, we're going to set the Harbin as our primary target then. Yes, 1,300 kilometers out. She's burning somewhat sideways, and she already has missiles in the air? What? Okay, so your missile range exceeds mine. No, I thought the crates had a total range of 1,000. A lock-on range of 1,000. Apparently not. There we go. I am already launching. That is 4 outbound missiles. We're going to send another salvo. And as much as I would like to try and turn and burn, I simply can't. Nor do I have any kind of armor. So it doesn't really matter where I try and turn the ship or how much I try to get hit or not get hit, because it's basically pointless. Okay, we should have... There we go, there's another salvo. These things fire in salvos of 2, so I now have 12 missiles going out towards Harbin. That means I now want to target Riga. That's going to be the next target. I hope that I can destroy the Riga just as much as the Harbin. If this ship dies, that's fine. She's basically gone anyway. The real deal is, can I take down the other guys with me? That is my critical request. Here you can see the pips of the incoming missiles. My outbound missiles are these little pips here. We have target on Harbin. Next salvo going out against Riga. If this works, then the Hyobdo is going to be a hero. If it does not, then we're going to lose both the Hyobdo and the station. So run it forward a bit. I just want to pump out as many missiles as I can. I have 14 left, 13, 12. Just hit them as hard as we can. I am not going to die with any missiles left in the base. That's for sure. Here are the missiles. There's 4, there's 4, there's 4, there's 4. And here is another salvo. Here's another salvo in there. They could have made this a bit more clear. Alright, let's see what the Harbin can do. Here comes the point of defense. Going off against the missiles. And they've stopped some of them. But we've done some serious damage to the Harbin. Here comes the next salvo. I believe that did more damage, or at least I'd like to believe it. Yes! One down. I have lost my ship, but I have a lot of missiles going out. The battle is not over until the last missile has been destroyed. So that's what the Riga is desperately trying to do. But because of her angling, she's not quite able to get those guns off. In case you're wondering why am I not hearing the guns, well, we're in space. Crap. The Protectorate has won. Utopia Planitia is non-combatant, but Riga is operational. Riga has survived. So now they can have a go at the station. If they actually survive with enough weaponry. They're fucking docked at the station? No. Thank you. I would rather not, actually. I would rather they just piss off, because this is my station. What's the plan here, Riga? Ooh, boy. I am not a fan of this thing being here. I am not a fan. What's happening? Wait a minute. Did you just shoot at my station, or did you do something else? Habs, please. Only humanity first, Utopia Planitia. Here, take me to Papa 3. No, that's around Earth. No, Utopia Planitia, here, it's docked. It's not actually doing anything at the moment, it seems. The issue is, I cannot very well have Utopia Planitia build anything, because we're still building the shipyard, and that's going to take me another month, and change. And we're still building, over here, a fission reactor array, which is going to be completed in the same time. Only at that point will I be able to build another ship. So it's going to be a really exciting 6 weeks or so for Utopia Planitia. As for the rest of the game, I have renamed my stations. E means Earth, M means Utopia, means Mars. We have a base on Ceres, we also have a base on Europa. Or at least that is the plan. This is not Europa, this is, yeah, sort of. It's on an asteroid, so I should actually be renaming this. Manage, let's say this is on an asteroid. Because I have something going to Europa, at least that's the plan. And Foxtrot 11 is on a transfer orbit to low Callisto. Callisto is one of the moons of Jupiter. And the Callisto is on her way there. Voyager is on her way there to a moon of Jupiter. She's going to arrive sometime next year. It's going to take a lot of time to transfer. I tried to make this thing as efficient as possible. I tried to make it as fast as possible, but it's going to take a while before she gets there. By the time that she gets there, the probe should have surveyed the... Let's just skip to Jupiter. Should have surveyed the place, because I want to get to Callisto. Which one of you is Callisto? Here we go. Callisto has 16 sites. All of those have a lot of resources. And the survey is going to be completed in March 2034. Now that's a bit of a problem, because that means that we will not have it surveyed by the time that the probe, or by the time that the ship gets there. So Foxtrot 11, which is a ship equipped with one of those bays capable of deploying a platform or an outpost, or both, well, I can't very well do that. Well, I can do this. I can find the platform. So I can make something in space orbit, but I cannot do it on the station or on the planet yet. But it's a start. Let's see if I can make something that's going to get to Callisto quickly. Capable of getting there with a sensor suite, if we have that. Yeah, we have it. Okay. Gunships are generally the cheapest. I want to go from... I'm not sure if Utopia Planitia is going to survive, so let's say Everest Station. And I want to get to Callisto. So that's going to be Callisto low orbit. Acceleration, I don't really care. Delta V, 55,000. What if I say 1,000 millig's? It's going to take me 78 weeks? Wow. What if I do it with 85? Yeah. That was better. That's 41 weeks. It's going to require an awful amount of Delta V. As well as a lot of millig's. But it would mean we're going to get there in 40 weeks. So this is what we have to build for. Yeah, that's a challenge. We're going to make this thing as cheap and as fast as possible. It's basically a race boat, a speedboat, capable of getting there as quickly as possible. I don't need anything that does not help the mission. So it's going to be unarmed. It is going to have a battery, but only because it has to. It's going to be the lighter battery, the 20-ton one. When it comes to the power plant, it's going to be, well, again, as cheap as possible and as light as possible. This is 2,800 tons per gigawatt. Oh, actually, this is a lot less. 2,800 tons per gigawatt. This is 34. Yeah, my ship's now 506 tons. That's better. And we're going to need a set of radiators. Let's make the titanium ones, because they're nice and light. 181 per ton. Yep. Okay, perfect. Now, I need to get 33 kps. Okay. So that's that, but my cruise acceleration is only 0.16 millig's, which means it takes me 101 weeks to get there. If I up the amount, it's going to be a little better. 84 weeks. Yep, that's what I was worried about. I think the lowest that I can get it is about 69, 70 weeks, something like that. If I cut it down to half that, half the amount of thrusters. No, you just need at least 34. 90 weeks. Now, you could argue, okay, let's put a different drive on it. Let's put the Venture Liquid drive. Here's the issue with that. It's going to need an awful lot of tanks. Which means it's going to take a lot of time to build. And it's going to take a lot of resources to build. Like, I would need, what, 150 fuel tanks? I'm not even there yet. And my acceleration has dropped to 60 millig's. So yeah, that's not an option. I need something a bit more efficient. The efficiency of these drives is fantastic. The exhaust velocity, notably. On these, it's 2.2, 1.6, 1.6, and 1.4. So the HAL drive, I don't think it's going to do it either. That's kind of the problem. It's not really going to do it. $113 weeks, 106. It's going to take me 2 years to get there, which is entirely unacceptable. So we're back to the original design, sort of, with the additional thrusters. And where was the sweet point for the acceleration, for the fuel tanks? Here. 7 propellant tanks for a total of 65 kps. That's as much as we're going to need. Well, it's actually quite a bit more than what we're going to need. But it's going to have to do. This is for Earth to Callisto. So this is the Survey Racer. Highly, highly imaginative. Save the design. And I'm going to try and build one of these as quickly as possible. Build. Oh, we're still building an escort. Yes. Add to the queue. Sadly, I cannot move this thing up, so it's going to take another 60 days before it even departs. Sorry, before the... No, it's going to take another 100 days, so 3 months before this thing even gets built. And then it's going to take about a year and change before it gets to the target. So yeah, we're going to take our sweet time getting there. The other ship that I have around is the assault ship. This is the ship called Gosrith, and it is in orbit, kind of. Why are you not docked? You're supposed to be docked here, because I'm trying to take this station. No, not this station, the Halong Bay station, I think. Let me see. I'm trying to piss off the resistance a bit more. No, not the resistance. Oh, I'm confusing all these things. The servants. Yeah, it's Nurhachi Station. This is what we should be in orbit of. It is. My ship should be docked. Because this guy is ready to go. It is prepared to assault a lab. But apparently we're still not quite at Nurhachi Station. Like, I can get to other orbits, just not this one. I'm not sure why. Let's go with the transfer. It should be instant, but okay. Anyway, I'm trying to assault this hab, because it is a fairly large hab with all sorts of materials labs, a solar collector there, a space dock there. It is, I believe, the main station for the servants. If I can take this off of them, they're going to get fairly annoyed, and they will lose a very important asset. So that's the plan. I've been trying to do it for a while, I just haven't been successful, so I'm definitely learning on the job. As for more Earthbound operations, I am considering attacking Turkey, because I want more research. And these guys have a bit more research, but they also notably have more mission control. And this is also something that I'm after. So the mission control, the 7 additional, would be very welcome, especially considering that I'm still trying to build a few more ships to take down the alien destroyer. And the mission control slots are going to be required for that. The thing is, India is protecting Turkey. India is the ally of Turkey, which is clever because they're both held by the resistance. Now, I'm not that scared of Turkey and their firepower. They have 2 armies. They are slightly more advanced than mine. They are 4.0 and mine are 3.8. I can still buff that slightly when I add a Chancellor to Russia. But what happens if India comes to their aid? That's my big concern. If India decides that it wants to step in, it's going to throw 6 modern armies my way, which could put the whole area here into a massive conflict. It could give me the whole area, but the problem is this costs 22.44 cap. I don't have that much. So I was planning on taking on this operation, and I thought, maybe not. When it comes to taking Iran, it's a bit easier. They have 2 armies. They do have a nuke, so I gotta be careful not to park all of my armies in the same territory or I'm going to get nuked. Their relations are kind of preventing me from invading here, because they have so many allies. I'm gonna piss off half the world just by trying to take control of Iran. Afghanistan then. Well, I think that even the industrial age is a bit of a fairly big compliment to their capabilities. They have no allies, they only have rivals. But what do I gain by taking control of Afghanistan? As far as I know, I'm not gaining anything. So trying to take any territory by the virtue of war, probably not my best bet. When it comes to Europe, well, that's tricky. I could try and take the Alpine states that I do not have a claim on yet. I can work on that because I have a project for it, but the allies here, Portugal, Sweden, not terribly impressive, neither of those. But the whole European Union, now they also have 6 armies, which have a rating of 4.5 each. So that is going to be largely impossible. If I use the full firepower of China and I try and take on Vietnam, for example, they're still developing. I need more research, as was pointed out in the comments of previous episodes. So getting a more developed nation is something I'm very interested in. Vietnam does not strictly come to mind. Of course, we have the Koreas over here. We have North Korea and South Korea. South Korea has an ally. Guess who it is? European Union, once again, and Israel. Lovely. North Korea, allied with the Benelux, of all people, for some reason. South Africa, Vietnam, and Pakistan. Now, Pakistan is no joke. Pakistan has quite a bit of firepower. This here. Pakistan is held by the Protectorate. I have a bit of beef with the Protectorate, but taking Pakistan again doesn't really benefit me. So I'm kind of stuck when it comes to military means, unless you turn your attention to Africa. We have options here. It's just that these guys are very limited in their education, so they're barely adding anything to my research. If you want to try and take control of one of the more interesting options when it comes to research, let's say Brazil, it is extremely heavily held by the servants. Again, my nemesis. They have allies, yes, once again, it's the UK. The US is basically a no-go. It's being held by the Initiative. We have Project Exodus there, a bit of Academy influence. It is extremely advanced, robotics age, but the problem is, how do I get past 8 armies? Or how do I use what little influence I have here, which is absolutely nothing, to try and take control of the US? So I'm in a bit of a bind here. What I have figured out is that setting spoils on my own territories is absolutely terrible choice. I've been doing this for way too long, and it's just completely counterintuitive, or completely opposed to my own goals. I should not be using the spoils priority because it basically means extract as much wealth as possible, which is the opposite of trying to grow an economy and grow wealth. So I'm trying to grow the economy and trying to grow welfare and trying to grow knowledge. That's the keys. If I can modernize the military a bit, lovely, but that's about it. So, what next? Well, we're gonna wait until we have the shipyard online, and maybe I can still save Utopia Planitia. And about 1 minute later, Utopia Planitia destroyed by the Protectorate. There's nothing there. There's nothing left. The whole station didn't even get taken over. It got completely blown up. Great. Lovely. Well, it does free up quite a bit of mission control, but it also means I have no further launch capacity from Mars. I have no defense around Mars. I have no ability to launch ships to defend my interests on Mars. Great. Great. Do I want another station here? Perhaps. I have 2 bases. You could argue that that is a great reason why you would want an additional station here in orbit. Alternatively, I could figure that maybe it's just no longer as interesting to go for Mars. Maybe it is more interesting to set up another station around Earth. Molly Base already has a shipyard, or is working on the construction, the completion of a shipyard, I believe. Are you? Swear you were working on something. Nope. Crap. Everything that could be going wrong kind of is going wrong. What's this? Ops? Yeah, ops. Okay. Oh, right. No, Molly Base. Everest Station is the shipyard. I could set up a base on Earth Luna 3 or Earth Luna 5, which is going to be really low on requirements to launch ships. Like, you get a really good launch position, if you will. But that would be Extreme Earth. Normally on low Earth you need 800 millig's already to get going. This one is only 0.7. So it is more interesting to set up a shipyard there. But right now, I'm not sure what the right choice is. So right now, I'm just not going to do anything. I'm not going to rebuild Utopia Planitia just yet. I might later. But the problem is, if you make a mistake now, it might come back to bite you later. Which seems to be the theme of the playthrough. I'm making a lot of mistakes, and I'm learning from them, but it is going to cost me. It is going to cost me. And it might cost me the playthrough, but hey, you live and you learn. So, I have completed another objective. I finally managed to research the Hydra Ferrous sites. In case you forgot what those are, the Hydra, it's the alien that we captured, well, killed mostly. Mostly killed, a bit less captured. We autopsied the guy and we learned that he was expelling some form of hormonal control, using it to control humans and making them do all sorts of weird things. Those were things were called ferrocytes. We have it now researched and it says, well, for good or bad, we got our answer. Our biologists are 99% certain that these ferrocytes are how hydras are able to control their victims. The particle enters the system via the respiratory or mucous membranes and make their way to the brain. Once there, they effectively grant the hydra complete mental control over the target. That's nice. There doesn't seem to be any limit to it. Even suicidally dangerous orders will be carried out without hesitation. All a hydra needs is time, and it can press gang an army of fanatically loyal slaves. It's what every crazy warlord and tin-pot dictator in Earth history has dreamed of. Soldiers that can't disobey. And the hydra can make them just by breathing. The good news is that ferrocytes can be stopped. Standard MOP gear provides complete protection, and even a basic gas mask will work in a pinch. The bad news is that once the ferrocytes are in your system, we've got no way to get them out. They lose effectiveness over time, but given that the Hydra will be constantly topping up the ferrocyte levels on their slaves, that doesn't help much. Our research teams say that they've learned all that they can from the body. If we want to find out more, we will need a live subject. Okay. So we're going to have to capture one of these things and either have an interesting chat with it or see it in action. So in order to do that, I'm going to have to research the Hydra Containment Project. In the meanwhile, I'm building ships and I'm constantly upgrading my research and mostly my research capacity, but it is still going slow. I hope to be able to catch up later in the game. As for the world at large, Europe is still waging war on whatever petty little country it can find, and I'm trying to upgrade my military projects. In the meanwhile, as the AI was researching something else, we now have the Spaceport Security Framework, which is one of the research projects that I'm interested in. I believe that this leads eventually to your ability to defend your space centers, both on the ground and in space. So these things are going to be very important, but this is not quite what I need. This is military science. And this means that their chance of sabotage is less. Sabotage facilities, so launch pads and stuff. It's not exactly what I need. What I'm looking for right now is basically everything that can get me more control points or reduce the cost of investments, but also to save my dwindling cash reserves. I'm already trying to get a hotel up in space, in Earth orbit, to try and get something done there, to try and get some money. But it's going to take a while before that's operational. So we're just going to have to make do with what little cash we have left. And I'm just going to have to try and upgrade my research as much as I can. As I'm going through the campaign, these general pop-ups tend to happen. Evidence has emerged of a massive corruption among senior generals in the Chinese armed forces. The Chinese military is being run more like a series of fiefdoms than a cohesive warfighting force. Instead of practicing combined arms to synergize some force multipliers, each branch jockeys with the others for resources and influence. Most disturbingly, investigators have found that most of the funds allocated for military modernization programs have been diverted into the pockets of the most influential generals, leaving China's military readiness far below what it should be on paper. Great. The uniform demands and deserves respect and recognition. I can just submit to this and lose tech level. Inequality rises, GDP crashes. Or I can go all the other way and go, they have grown soft and fat, and we'll make an example out of them. 50% chance to lose a little bit of tech level, but my cohesion goes up. Or it fails, and I still lose, and I have a coup d'etat in China. If I win hard, because I get a lot of cash. If I lose, I have some serious trouble in China. Let's go hard. Shit. Shit. Oh no, there's a coup d'etat in China. All control points have been reset with new government in place and some unrest has abated. Factions that have supported the insurgents by contributing the unrest have a chance to gain control points under the new regime. And immediately, the initiative has 1 control point. This is awful. Absolutely terrible. Because now I have no control over China. And I'm going to have to recruit all my control points as quickly back as I possibly can. So, everybody who has even a grain... Oh no. I have 1% chance of control. If I throw in all my influence, it's 64 influence. I get an 8% chance to control China. Oh no, this was a disaster. I've basically been thrown back hard. If I send somebody else, and this is my highest perception guy now, Gustav with 10.
Ready to go.
Oh, sorry, not perception, persuasion.
Ready to go.
Oh no. What if I try and purge in China? Nope. 3%. Oh boy. Okay, Gustav. Capture this place. Please. With as much as influence as you can. Here we go. 8. Ren.
Ready for my mission.
You got probably nothing. It goes up to 1. Oh, everybody's gonna now make a stake on China. And I spent so long building this up. So long. 0% chance.
At your service.
Lewis and Rishmit cannot even execute a try and control mission. Oh god. This is a disaster. An absolute disaster. It's also going to cut into my research massively. It's going to cut into my ability to try and get missions going massively. I have lost all of China's firepower. Absolutely every single bit. Yeah, fine. Just try and purge. I'm going to throw all the influence I have into this. I have to. If I lose China and I cannot get back in, I'm going to have a massive problem because the US is locked down, Europe is solidly locked down, and, well, this campaign could be completely screwed if you're in 2032 and you lose this big. This next 2 weeks is going to be decisive. It's going to be so incredibly important. Who gets control over China back? If anybody. I mean, I have the largest stake. I have 51% influence. If you look at the initiative, who currently have 1 control point, they only have 16% and they're going down. But this is going to be so difficult. Please, please, please get me just 1 control point, because then the next gets easier. That's 1 fail from Gustav. That's the highest chance. Failed to purge. Yep, the initiative just took a second one. Fail. Everybody has failed. Now it's going to get progressively harder as they get more and more control points. Gustav, go again. 7% only. I'm burning through all my influence. My cash reserves are almost out. Oh boy. They still have a ton of military, so just sending in the Russian military is not going to work. They're immediately reshuffling all the priorities, taking a lot of spoils, meaning that they're blowing up the economy, which I was trying to build up so gently. Yeah, no shit. China has an open control point. I know. I'm trying to get it.
Where do you need me?
I'm trying to get it.
At your service.
I'll even take a 1% chance. It's fine. If this doesn't work, then I don't know. I might turn into an African warlord or something, but nobody has any research here whatsoever. Here, we're gonna try and take control over Congo. Whatever. Lewis, can you try and take any other control over China or over Africa? Because maybe I can come back as Africa. It's just gonna be the setback that can pretty easily break the campaign. Yeah, let's take Chad. I don't know. Why not? 29 billion economy, it's fine. Rishmit, do a crackdown on Libya? I don't know. Yeah, do a crackdown on Libya. Whatever. Please, please, please get me at least one control point in China back before the initiative takes over everything. Because that's what it's looked like it's going to be happening. They're going to take over control of absolutely everything. Libya failed, that's fine. Come on, come on. What? This too? Hiai Hotel is a station I had online with a lot of hotels to try and control a bit more money. Try and bring in a bit more money, and they have captured it. Our ship joins the Protectorate. Even my ships are deserting me. Oh man. Molly base captured by the Protectorate. What the fuck?
We've gained significant support.
Oh great, I have a control point in Congo. Hooray.
Control here.
I've managed to purge a control point in Chad.
We were unable to establish
Control in China failed, the initiative's taken over. Oh no. Oh no. No, I don't see myself coming back from this, guys. I do not see myself coming back from this. So, that means I'm going to take everything that I've learned to try and do another run. And I'm going to do better this time. I'm not going to set, for example, spoils on my main countries. So, the plan is, go with a different faction. Humanity first, for me, not necessarily a success, shall we say. But I'm interested to see how the other factions play. I want to try Project Exodus, so the guys who are going to try and leave. They play completely different because they have a completely different set of goals. And that should make it really quite interesting. Alright, hope you guys enjoyed the run. If you want to have a look at another Humanity First run, then I highly recommend Perun's run. He is far better at the game, and he has a lot more positions when it comes to... Or he has a much better position at the current state where I am at. Anyway, that's it. Hope you guys enjoyed the run. I'll see you soon for another one with Project Exodus. See you there.